All right, so I love tinkering with golf swings and just trying different things, and even some of the people that send me videos, I like trying to kind of recreate their swings just to see what it might do to ball flight and stuff. And I've tried a lot of different swings myself, but I'm going to basically go over two common faults that I see with the one plane swing. So the first common fault is again, with the one plane swing, you're already starting with some side bend. And so, as long as you rotate, the club's automatically going to go inside. So it's not something you have to think about. Now, the first common fault is I see a lot of people taking the club too far inside. Okay, and it kind of either gets them jammed up or it makes them get kind of across the line at the top, and it can cause basically a two-way miss. The second fault is I see people trying to keep their feet on the ground the entire time. And, although, you may think it helps your posture and stuff, it actually can hinder yourself. It can, one, hurt yourself. For me, it puts a lot of stress in my lower right side. And two, it doesn't allow you to complete a full rotation. And so you'll lose speed. So, again, you'll actually lose speed and efficiency with both of these common faults. So that's why I would say they're probably the two most common faults I see, and I'll go over some more in future videos. But let's look at, I'm going to try to do some swings where I do both of them. So this first one, I'm going to, again, keep my feet on the ground the whole time and kind of go too far to the inside, and let's see what happens. All right, so that first one, I went inside, kept the feet on the ground, and you can see that's a straight pull. All right, and that's a very common thing. That's what you typically see with somebody who does that, is you see, because it goes too far inside, and it's kind of jammed, the arms are like, oh, I got to get back out in front. And because the feet are staying on the ground, you lack rotation, and so you release early and the ball goes left for a right-handed golfer. Now, the second one is kind of the opposite of that. Again, a two-way miss. So I'm going to go inside, get a little jammed and come down and be stuck, which is something that all professionals and high-level amateur golfers strive not to ever be, is stuck, because again, it's a two-way miss. Every professional golfer loves to hit a predominant shot shape, whether it be a fade or a draw. Like Dustin Johnson, you're never going to see him hit a draw with a driver. It's always a fade. Chris Kirk, who won in Hawaii, Tournament of Champions, he hits a draw. If he just sets up and swings, he's always going to hit a nice controlled draw. And that's their stock shots. It's very difficult. You won't really find too many players that try to hit it just dead straight, because if you try to hit it dead straight, you're going to eventually create a two-way miss for yourself. So everyone likes to see the ball working one way or the other. But looking at this is some good information. Looking at this, all right, I'm going to go inside, kind of get stuck, and let's see what happens. And I kept my feet on the ground, and that one's going to be a push out to right. And so as you can see, by going too far inside and keeping the feet on the ground too long, it usually causes a two-way miss, which again is not what recommended for anybody. For me, if I just set up and swing, I usually hit a little bit of a draw. I can work a fade. It's a little bit harder for me because I've just spent so much time, hitting little draws and stuff. But I can work the ball both ways. It's just some setup adjustments. But let's just look at this. Let's try to hit like a little draw here. And I'm just going to kind of swing normal. Now, here's what I like to feel. I like to feel like whenever I take the club back, I always love to feel like the club and my arms stay in front of me. That way, it's still going inside of where it started, but the club is staying in front of me. That way I have room to complete my backswing and get in a good position. And then after impact, I want the trail foot to release because it releases the tension off of my body and allows me to complete a full turn. And you can see on these two shots here, they didn't really go anywhere. An average total of 141 yards. So let's, this is a 7-iron. Let's see here, I'm going to, get set up here. Just kind of my normal shot. And I'm going to keep the club in front of me and let it release. Felt pretty good. And so you can see there's a little bit of a draw on that, doesn't overdraw the starting line, and it's a pretty nice shot. Only 6 yards off, an 18-footer with a 7-iron. So I'd take 18 feet with a 7-iron all day long, and it went 187 yards, which is like 40 yards further than those first two. So again, not recommended to take the club too far inside. Again, because you're already starting with side bend, all you got to do is just rotate naturally and the club will follow the ideal path. The second thing is, after impact, the foot's got to be coming off the ground. And I'm even okay with the foot coming off just a little early. Like if I try to hit a driver as hard as I can, my foot tends to come off just a little bit early and I'm still able to maintain posture because of pelvic tilt and the left hip. Or the lead hip. So again, not recommended take it inside or keep the feet on the ground too long. Try those out. Keep it in front, release that foot.